Relationships are super interesting part of being in the human journey. Relationships to other humans can make us more conscious. They cannot make us more happy or more fulfilled or more satisfied. We have been so conditioned since our childhood that a person in the external can make us whole, can make us feel complete, can make us feel as if we finally arrived and finally we're saved. And this one dream partner finally came into our lives as it was meant to be always. I mean, isn't that hilarious? Because you are an expression of Source. You're an expression in physical form of the flow of life itself. You could never not be whole. You could never not be whole. And yet, since we have been so small, we have been conditioned to really identify with our ego, our created sense of self that is looking into the external and is seeing people and things as different and as separated from you. That you wouldn't be the same like somebody in the external. And on some level, in fact, you're not. On some level, you're in this body, right? And another person is in another body. So on some level, it does make sense to say that we're separated. And on some level, there are some spiritual teachers which say that you're always alone. And on some level, that is true. And at the same time, there is another perspective, there is another truth. And from that perspective, from that truth, you could never be separated from anything that is existing, because it is you. From this perspective, you are utterly one with anybody and anything. And you can sense that. For me personally, I can sense that if I really go into stillness and silence. And I can sense that the more my ego is silent, in these moments, you can sense that. You can sense that there is the same essence inside of you as it is in anybody around. It is a realization inside of you. And you can hold both of these truths at the same time, that you're separated and that you're utterly one with anybody and anything. So we've been conditioned to believe that there is one person in the external, and if we enter into a romantic relationship with this person, we feel whole and we feel complete. The ego feels whole and complete. And yet, isn't it a strange thing that after a couple of weeks or months or years, the same person who made you so happy and so whole and fulfilled is making you now so unhappy, so lonely, feeling so separated, feeling so much pain. And that is because the pain has always been there. It has been just overlaid by the idea of the ego that now you would be whole. Because you have found somebody in the external you can identify yourself over now. So not just yourself, but there is another self in the external. And yet, sooner or later, this pain is going to come up again. If you've ever moved through a separation of a romantic relationship where both people are going their own way, they separate. You know what I'm talking about. It's such a deep pain. It can be such a deep pain. Because now we're able to see the pain which has been there all along, and that is the gift in that. That is the gift in that. To be able to see the pain, to be able to feel the pain, to allow it to be there. That is the gift of the situation, even though I know it is not easy to experience in the human form pain, because it is so uncomfortable. And yet, by the way, the thing what makes it the most uncomfortable is actually the stories around it. It is not the pain in itself, but it is more the ideas we have around it, connected to the past or the future. I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm always going to be alone. Why is this always happening to me? My mother already did that to me, or my father, and now I'm experiencing it again. Poor me. Everybody's better than I am. I'm never going to be fully happy. Is there really this one person out there? My one true love? These stories make the situation actually so painful. When we just feel the pain, it is just pain. It is just an uncomfortable feeling in the body. And less ideas and stories in our mind. I know it's not easy. But how much can we let go of these stories in our mind and come into what really is right now, right here? And notice that this one true love, your soulmate, your twin flame, your other half is in you, is in every person you know, in every person you don't know, in every stranger you meet on the street, in your parents, in your siblings, in your best friend, in the supermarket cashier. Your other half is in every tree you encounter. It is in the ocean, in the animal kingdom, even in your couch. It is in you and in everybody around. It is source itself, whatever you call it. If you call it God, the universe, source. Can you sense that in your body? Or can you open yourself to that? You are already complete. You are already whole. You could never not be. Your soulmate, your twin flame, is already in and around you everywhere. And from that place, maybe a person is going to enter into your life, or maybe a person is already there to whom you're having a beautiful romantic relationship. And when you stay connected to this realization, you don't lose yourself in the relationship. If you stay connected to this realization of your wholeness of source, true love can emerge between you and your romantic partner, and everybody and everything